Question 13 reads, what is the y-coordinate of the point of intersection in the xy plane of the graphs of the equation above? Okay, the easiest way to find the point of intersection is by, when we're given two equations, is by equating them to each other. So I'm gonna equate them to each other. So 5x plus 1, right, the first equation, I'm gonna equate it to the second one, x squared plus 3x plus 2. Obviously, it's because both of them are equal to y. So they can be equal to each other in the first place. Now it's actually a quadratic, and the way we solve a quadratic is by having one side equal 0, right? And so I'm gonna bring everything to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side. And I'm gonna do that by subtracting 5x and subtracting 1 from both sides, right? And so I should be left with 0 on the left-hand side, x squared. 3x minus 5x is minus 2x. 2 minus 1 is plus 1. Now, this is actually a, what we like to call, this is a perfect square. And I'll tell you why. If I simplify this, it's gonna be x minus 1 squared equals 0. And and if you're really good at finding out patterns, you can automatically determine this, but you can also use other methods that work perfectly fine, like sum and product, for instance, right? Sum and product. What is the sum? The sum of this is gonna be the second value, right? It's gonna be the coefficient of x. So the sum is minus 2. The product is gonna be our constant term, 1. And so we're finding two numbers that add up to minus 2 and multiply with each other to give us 1. And that's going to be minus 1 and minus 1. 2 minus 1. So that's why we get this as our answer for that quadratic. And so x should be equal to 1. Obviously, that's not what the question is asking for. They're not asking for the x coordinate, which makes A wrong. They're asking for the y coordinate. So the way I can do that is by simply subbing in this x value into any of these equations. I'm gonna plug it in to the first equation because that's a linear equation. It's much easier. So our solution is y equals 5 into 1, right? The 1 from here, plus 1. And so y equals 6. And so the coordinates, the point of intersection is going to be 1, comma 6. And so what they're only asking for the y coordinate. And so our answer is D.